Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. And reporting from the sidelines, our very own David Aldridge. And the layup's good off the glass.
I'll tell you, Luka Doncic makes tough shots look easy. Boy, that close to the bucket through that much contact, nice.
That'll be a 5-second call. And if you claim to be a basketball purist, and Greg, I know you do, one thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
Now, here's Markkanen. After Luka Doncic's miss. To the wing on the left. It's hauled in by Doncic. Here's James. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
A monster down low. LeBron James, the rare package of skill, size, and athleticism.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Talked to Will Harvey a little while ago. Of course, they know they have their work cut out for them with LeBron on the court. He told me James hasn't really lost a step. He's a constant problem out there, so I'm ready to try anything, including just throwing extra bodies at him. Of course, that probably means some double teams in LeBron's immediate future. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. The 7th pick in 2017, Lauri Markkanen. Almost a throw-in that Donovan Mitchell trade.
That's incredible to think of now in the context of this guy becoming an all-star in his own right, Kevin. I mean, Markkanen is a 7-footer who's got efficient offensive numbers, like 50, 40, 90 type numbers. He is an uncommon talent. Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Here's Collier. Great D that time from James. The Lakers with a quick start to this game. And he hits it and gets hacked down the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Well, the hoop and the harm. Luka Doncic, the finish, and he'll get an opportunity to add to that.
Lakers shooting their first free throw of the game. That free throw good from Doncic. You know, Doris, every so often there are guys that come along that you can build a franchise around, and Luka Doncic seems to be one of them.
There's no question, Kevin, and if I were putting a team around Luka Doncic, I'd want to have multiple vertical threats at the rim and shooters at every other position, because at that point, Luka is unguardable.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the bucket by the Jazz. Hachimura, no good. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Kessler, no good. Out left to the wing. LeBron outside. Pass to Hachimura. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Here's Kessler. Hachimura grabs the miss. Los Angeles leading by 5. LeBron drives in. That one misses. Excellent D there from Markkanen. Sexton with the bounce pass. There's 1:47 left to play in the first quarter. Kessler wide open. He fires. Sinks the 15-footer. Kessler's got his second bucket.
Now, this is why people like to play with Mr. Markkanen. This guy is a solid passer out of that forward spot.
And that one's good. Doncic.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Offside Collins. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And let the big man eat. It's clear that Collins loves getting these kinds of scoring opportunities.
And bounds, picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square out.
Jazz trail by 3. Clarkson on the wing. Pass to Filipowski. And so the ball's out of bounds. Vanderbilt touched it last.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
Now here's Markkanen. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots over Connect. Misses off the left iron. Lakers leading by 3. Inside. Pass to Vincent. Connect with it. On the wing, Reeves. And there's the try. Uses both hands to slam it down.
As we see Connect expand his game, Dalton will get more active as a passer.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's George.
Lakers substitution. LeBron James. Goodwin.
Pass to Filipowski. Back to George. Over Vanderbilt. And that does it for the first quarter. Lakers lead by 5. From the Delta Center, it's the
13.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Lakers here so far, guys.
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
And out of bounds is the Jazz gain possession.
Number 17, Dorian Finney-Smith.
Jazz trailed by 5. You know, when you talk about this Jazz team, Doris, you have to mention head coach Will Hardy.
You certainly do, Kevin, because remember, he came from the Boston Celtics organization.
Happy Thursday.
He also had a history in San Antonio. He is known as an excellent tactician. He does an incredible job of scouting. Utah always one of the best prepared teams in the league.
It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Reeves can't hit. And Utah has possession. Pass to Sensabaugh. George looking over the floor. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Now Connect. And the 3 ball is good. Connects. Got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Clarkson outside. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Well, very difficult to guard the floater. Jordan Clarkson, nicely done.
All sorts of time. Again, the Lakers.
Assist from Austin.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, we all know the Lakers have to pound the ball inside. LeBron James says, we have attackers. That's who we are. That's what we do. We're not shooting 40 to 53s a game. We don't have the luxury of being that team. Working it into the paint, that's what we're really good at. Kevin, they play to their strengths.
They got a lot of strength. Got to do it. Thanks, D.A. Jazz trailed by 6. As a junior college product, Dalton Connect didn't have a traditional path to the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin, spent 2 years at a JC, 2 more at a small Division I program. then used his extra year of eligibility to transfer to Tennessee. And there he became a first-team All-American and turned himself into a first-round pick.
Three-pointer Markkanen does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3. Pass to connect. Picked by Finney-Smith. Takes the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Finney-Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
Every team in search of players with this skill set. Dorian Finney-Smith, the prototypical 3. And yes, he can D as well.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Minutes of action so far in the second quarter. And Will Hardy calls timeout here. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about.
Attention fans, on the court now.
Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Hey, DB, what do you make of Colin Sexton's nickname, Young Bull?
Kevin, I think it's a very apt moniker because this guy is relentless. He attacks you with his defense. He's going to come at you with a ton of youthful energy, and he will not back down.
Going up strong inside. The rookie cadet doesn't hold back in the painted area.
Pass to Kessler. .132 left in the first half of basketball. Los Angeles leading by 8. Here's Doncic. Doncic with a strong move inside.
Well, Luka Doncic, because he understands windows of opportunity, has the footwork and the change of pace, the drive is easy for the Don.
Here's Sensabaugh. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Outside, James. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. You know, it's inevitable that a player's physical abilities diminish over the course of a career, but the thing that stands out to me about LeBron James is that he never lost his insatiable drive to win. Guys, if anything, he's gotten stronger. Here's Collins. Pass to Collier. Floats one up, and it's good on the way in.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
And here is Hachimura. Still yet to score. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
At his size, LeBron is a handful inside, and sometimes you can't help but foul him to try and prevent that easy bucket.
hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Collier. LeBron with some nice D. And it's Hachimura in the corner. Here's Doncic. There's the three. The shot that time, not on target. And so it's Los Angeles. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We come back right after this. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Lakers leading by 9. And you can never really count out these Los Angeles Lakers. Greg, can you?
No, I really don't think you can. They battle out of the play-in tournament. They overcome obstacles, and they have tremendous willpower.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you very much. LeBron James is still dominating at an age where most players are well into their retirement. How does he do it? He said, show up, put the work in, and then go out and trust it. I'm just trying to push the limit. See how far I can take this thing. It's me versus Father Time. Kevin, back to you.
And David, that's one you're always going to win against Father Time. Hey, thank you for the report.
Just solid with the jump shot. Hachimura helps your offense in a number of ways. In that case, spacing the floor.
Kessler in the post. They shoot again. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from LeBron. LeBron powering in. And he gets it to go.
The assist.
And that's now 9 points for LeBron.
A lot to like about the way they're playing right now. But still, plenty of time left.
You do like that the offense is humming along. They're putting in the effort to distance themselves.
Out to the wing. Pass to Vincent. Shot clock at 6. And it's good one in the corner. Stolen by Collins. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Right side, Markkanen. Kessler in the post. And the rejection by James.
That size and length and strength, LeBron, a tough one to try to shoot over.
Hachimura, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And finished off by Collins.
Well, this is as easy as it gets for Collins. Once he establishes position, the defense is toast.
BB, one thing about Kessler, he will challenge anybody at the rim. Wow.
There's no question, Kevin. Walker Kessler is one of those guys who's not afraid to get dunked on. He is a rim protector of the highest order. He's going to win some, he's going to lose some, but he's always going to try to do his job.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Here's Reeves. Off the inbound pass. Drills the three-pointer. Reeves has got 5 points so far.
and they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Markkanen. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Luka Doncic.
And guys, Markkanen, there's no question about his offensive talent. His skill set is the perfect match for the way the game is played today.
And so he makes both from the line.
And what I love about Markkanen, he takes care of the basketball, and that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
That's a high percentage look for Luka Doncic. He is a menace if he gets that deep.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
Substitution on the court.
And there's a minute 45 left to play here in the third. Now George, still without a basket. Shots good by Filipowski.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Down low. Filipowski grabs the board. Jazz trailed by 14. Here's Collins. That one falls. Collins has got 6.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Finney Smith. And a missed layup. And here's George for 3. No good that time. Lakers leading by 12. And it's Connect in the corner. And again, the Lakers no good. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Kicks it out to Collins. Pass to Filipowski. Sinks that one from the post.
A big man who does a little bit of everything. Collins' team-first attitude shining through with that terrific pass.
"17 seconds left here in the third quarter. Sexton deciding where to go with it. 5 on the clock. To the paint. Shots good by Filipowski. 6 points for him.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
And so it's Los Angeles in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. And we'll be there. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Jazz trailed by 8. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Potter. Finney Smith defending. They get a hand on it. And they're running. Here's Connect. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. And the Lakers lead by 10.
You have to stay attached to Connect. He's a terrific off-ball threat.
Outside, George. Yes, that goes in. George has got his first bucket in this one.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Reeves outside. The rebound by the Jazz. Pass to Potter. Now here is George. And it goes down 2 points.
Boy, outstanding pass and execution. They'd love to see Clarkson do that on a consistent basis.
And J.J. Redick calls timeout here. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Substitution here for the Lakers. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, D.A.?
Hey, guys, J.J. Redick's message with his team was simple. Now, they've been happy with the way the team is shooting. He reminded players to keep taking those threes, that they've had some clean looks. When that three goes in, it's always a welcome sight. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Sexton into the lane. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, Colin Sexton's ability to dribble drive is probably his greatest asset. What a pretty move.
Pass to LeBron. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. LeBron going to work inside.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
And the call will be against Gabe Vincent. That's his first foul.
His first personal foul. First team foul.
To the middle. Here's Markkanen.
Capable of guarding any position. LeBron is also skilled at just contesting shots.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. To the inside. Markkanen. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. And it's 8 points for Lauri Markkanen.
Boy, Markkanen uses his size to great effect down low.
And here's James outside. Collins grabs the miss. Jazz trailed by 9. Sexton for 3. And it's LeBron James with the rebound. Doncic outside. The 3-ball from Doncic.
Boy, yet another night for Luka Doncic. This guy is forcing everyone to play at his pace right now.
To the left wing. From the arc. Luka Doncic grabs the miss.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three. And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Los Angeles.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Luka Doncic.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
And here's Doncic from the arc. Markkanen pulls it in. Jazz trailed by 13. Pass to Kessler. And James picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
There's 53 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Basket good.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
And stolen by LeBron. Reeves outside. For 3. Rebound, Utah.
Lakers foul. LeBron James. Third personal foul. Third team foul.
First free throw is good, and that brings them to within 10. And Markkanen drops them both. And so it's the Lakers with it. 17 points was their biggest margin. Pass to Vincent. Reeves outside. Pulls up. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Reeves, that's a two-pointer. Misses. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. And in the win. It's the Los Angeles Clippers facing the Dallas Mavericks. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to Thompson. Here's Washington. Back to Thompson. Shot clock at 5. From deep three-point land. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Harden right side. Outside Leonard. And the rejection by Gafford. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Harden. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Thompson.
James Harden brings tremendous versatility. He can score it. He can distribute. Whatever you need from him offensively, he can provide it.
Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, "I'm not a system player. I am the system."
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that. But Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
Here's Irving after the Clippers pick up 2. Down low. Here's Gafford. And the layup falls. Gafford's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, the attention that Klay Thompson gets because of his great shooting allows him to set his teammates up. That's nice.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Now, here's Dunn. After the miss from Klay Thompson. Jones drives in.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And the rejection by Leonard.
And those long arms and huge hands, Leonard has all the tools he needs to erase shots.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And it's Davis missing. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
Left side Davis. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Los Angeles.
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. However you feel about Kyrie Irving, you cannot deny, Doris, he is an elite player still.
Kevin, there are many who consider Kyrie Irving to be the greatest finishing guard in the history of the game. I mean, left hand, right hand, a little bit of English and polish, big shot maker. And what I love for Kyrie Irving right now is he seems content and happy.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Mavericks trailed by 8. Thompson outside. Dallas moving the ball around. Outside Irving. Thompson outside. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Los Angeles leading by 8. Jones, no one around him. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Dallas's head coach and I did get a chance to talk. Now, I asked him how they plan to limit the effectiveness of Kawhi Leonard. Coach said the thing with Kawhi is that even if you're able to slow him down offensively, you find a way to impact the game with his defense. He's one of the best two-way players the game has ever seen. So they won't have a moment's rest tonight, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Now here's Jones. Harden, that's good. Harden's got 7 points.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or
Easy win. You love the Knicks, I see. Thanks.
It's a road game for the Knicks, and they're facing an interconference foe today. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brett Berry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. It's good. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
And the basket by Edwards.
An agile move off the contact by Edwards, getting to his shot despite the difficult defense.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Towns the screen. Here's Hart. Gobert pulls it in.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Pass to Edwards. McDaniels with the ball. Timberwolves passing it around. Back to Conley. And here's Gobert. 4 on the shot clock. From deep. Good D by Anunoby. And talking about the Knicks, GA, do you feel they took a step forward last season?
I do. I mean, losing in 7 in the conference semis with all the injuries they had, that really kind of set them back. They ended that game 7 with the Pacers missing 4 of their starting 5. So, no doubt, expectations will be high.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks. I caught up with Chris Finch. Now, Coach said they need to take away Jalen Brunson's weapons and make him make plays, especially from outside. Coach said Brunson is a great distributor. He gets all of his teammates involved. We need to take away his weapons and make him shoot the three. We'll see if the defense can do that. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Pass to Hart. Takes the three. Drills the three-pointer.
Scoring in rhythm there. Great to see Hart shoot it without holding back.
Minnesota off to a slow start. It's a 5-point game. Now Gobert. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Now here's Brunson. The rebound by Edwards. Right side, Conley. To the paint. Here's Gobert. It's rebounded by Towns. New York leading by 5. Anunoby. Here's Hart. And it's off from three-point range. Timberwolves on offense. Edwards with it. Now guarded by Towns. And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
No good on the second free throw. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you gotta look at it as being a tremendous success. Right, because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
Substitution on the court.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. Bridges with the board.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to McBride. Fires the three. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Alexander Walker on the wing. The Timberwolves converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. Pass to Anunoby. And he banks in the layup.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
DiVincenzo with it. Fires for three. Rebounded by Hart. The Knicks lead by 4. Brunson with a clean look. Off. Line with his 3. And so it's Minnesota with it. Down low. Here's Reed. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Timberwolves shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
At the line for 2. Reed.
And that one misses.
Wow. What, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. And the second. Free throw, good. Brunson scanning the floor. Good on the shot.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Knicks lead by 5. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Knicks.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
Pass to Reed. DiVincenzo with it. Timberwolves passing it around. Back to McDaniel. Just 5 to shoot. Clark outside. Off target with his 3. The Knicks leading by 5. For 3, Bridges. And the 3 ball is good. Bridges got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for New York. Pass to Alexander Walker. Now McDaniels, defended by Hart. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Outside, Towns. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for 1 more coming up. Over the course of a season, each team takes on a certain personality. Brent, do coaches try to shape that personality based on their roster?
Well, Kevin, it's a great question, and I think the best coaches in our league adapt to the personality of the team as it starts to formulate throughout the season. You lean in.
To MRW is SCN8 finally.
Along with the all-star team of Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson. So the Bucks win the tip. Pass to Antetokounmpo. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It's on De'Aaron Fox.
And Giannis will just about do anything the coaching staff asks. A true team player.
Well, Grant, they say early. In Giannis's career, he had to work not just on his game, but his attitude.
And that's true, B.A. It wasn't a bad attitude. He just lacked an edge. The ruthless mindset that all great players have. But, man, once he got that edge, he never lost it.
Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
And Wembanyama can dunk it basically just standing up. You got to keep him out of the paint.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Wembanyama. From down in the low post, it goes.
There were questions about Wembanyama's strength coming into the league. No problem with the contact here.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Prince can't hit.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
And it's Fox with the jam.
Even though he's just 6'3", Fox can really get up, including slamming it down in style.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now here's Fox. That three's off the mark. Antetokounmpo inside. And the layup is good off the glass. Antetokounmpo has got 6. Wembanyama screen. Fox for 3. Fox can't get that one to fall.
Well, you're going to struggle when you're forcing up shots like that.
Stan, one of the most impressive streaks in sports history. The San Antonio Spurs, one of the smallest markets in the NBA, making 22 consecutive playoffs.
Yeah, and Brian, there's nothing that I respect more than consistent success year after year. I think it's harder than having that one great year. What San Antonio did in those years is incredible.
And they had a great sideline reporter out here, too.
Good-looking guy.
Pass to Castle. Lets the three fly. It's hauled in by Portis. Milwaukee in the lead. Here's Lillard. Lopez with it. And there's a 3-second violation. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk with Doc Rivers for a minute. Talking with him about De'Aaron Fox, I asked Coach what he wanted his guys to do against him, and Coach said to not give him room to run. De'Aaron is dangerous when he's attacking lanes and leaking out in transition, so we need to limit those opportunities. So it sounds like they're aiming to slow the pace down. We'll see if it works for them.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Count it.
I mean, a big guy like Lopez won't stop for contact. He stays strong and powers through.
The three from Barnes. Wembanyama screen. To halt the run. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Portis outside. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Spurs trail by 4. Out to the right wing. The three from Barnes. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Antetokounmpo outside. Tried to come right back with a three of his own, but it's no good. Pass to Castle. Outside Wembanyama. Now Barnes. The three. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
Yeah, you've got to worry about Wembanyama everywhere. He puts a defense to the test.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee. There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Antetokounmpo, left side. Shot clock at 5. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. He got him. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. San Antonio shooting their first free throw of the game.
Honestly, we have never seen someone like Victor Wembanyama, a skilled 7.5-footer. I mean, the way he moves, it's unreal.
Number 20.
9 seconds left in the first quarter. To the paint. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
Well, sharp interior passing is so important. The best way to create high percentage buckets.
Nice sequence off the inbound. Ball movement and player movement creating the good look.
And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for San Antonio. He had solid production.
The Spurs, 14.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
Yeah, the dime dropping skills of Paul. Tremendous at getting it to uncover teammates.
And Grant, the combination of Giannis and Lillard, one of the most fearsome pick-and-roll tandems the league has ever seen.
You're spot on, B.A. You surround them with shooting, and you have the makings of an offensive juggernaut.
Launches a three. And he buries his first look.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
It's Kuzma with the miss. Spurs lead by 3. Wembanyama, high post. And the call will be against Kyle Kuzma. That's his first foul of the game. Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. Wembanyama, no good.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Smith inside. And he makes it. Smith's got 5 points now this quarter.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Pass to Barnes. And the call over the back.
A terrific box out that draws the over-the-back call.
Yeah, it's something we don't see a whole lot in games. Just too aggressive going up.
Antetokounmpo inside. And too long on the shot. San Antonio leading. Inside. Pass to Champagny. Fires for 3. Knocks it down from distance.
That right there, that's the kind of look this system is designed to create.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Kyle Kuzma the last few seasons has been pushing his scoring over 20 points per game. He said, I'm showing the league that I'm not just a role player. Having a leadership position and getting better every single game, that's what I care about. I want to keep elevating. Brian, high hopes.
Just the 27th pick back in 2017. He's having a dynamite career. Antetokounmpo inside. Wembanyama with some nice D. Barnes with it. Green picks him up. Trent for 3. The rebound by the Spurs. Pass to Wembanyama. And the rate of player ejections going up in recent seasons, Stan.
Well, Brian, players these days certainly have a voice in a lot of things. And when it comes to critiquing officials, they're not shy. We see complaints on virtually every call in games now, and the referees seem to have had enough of it.
And you can see early on that Giannis wanted to be aggressive. I mean, he's taken over at the offensive end.
The kick out to Paul. Pass to Castle. Wembanyama down low. He's got 13. Wembanyama with the easy 2.
Man, Wembanyama getting it done. Woo!
And it's Antetokounmpo with the miss.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
San Antonio shooting their second attempt at the line tonight. Well, Grant, from roster to coaching changes, the Bucks have been trying to become an even more elite team.
Yeah, teams are always tinkering now these days, BA. The Bucks know they are a high-level team, but they want to dominate the competition on another level.
To the middle. Here's Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. And a timeout called here by Doc Rivers. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. .110 left in the second quarter. They set a pick. Pass to Branham. Back to Wembanyama. And stolen by Antetokounmpo. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Good. And Antetokounmpo gets the assist.
A genuine sniper from downtown. Lillard's confidence is what makes him so dangerous.
Outside Wembanyama. Oh, deflected. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Portis.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Antetokounmpo for three. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. And Wembanyama has the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. Poke loose. Here's Lillard. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. This is his second trip to the free throw line in this one. He does not get the second one. And so it's San Antonio closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. We'll be right back after this word. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. Spurs lead by 7. Over to the wing. Pass to Antetokounmpo. The floater. Look at Giannis playing big inside against contact.
And the soft touch on the floater. Giannis just making a challenging shot look effortless.
Down low. Here's Sohan. 6 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by Portis.
Suffocating defense to keep the layup from falling.
And he hits it and gets hacked. A 3-point chance here if he can convert.
And these shots demonstrate how locked in Lillard is. Just embracing the challenge of scoring on physical defenders.
All right, Stan, what's your take on this very youthful San Antonio Spurs roster?
Well, Brian, they've got the guy to build around. They're very exciting to watch. They've been gaining momentum. They're coming together as a unit, as a roster. And look, this team's got a chance to be very good together.
Obviously, Fox has good on-ball instincts. He finds a wide-open guy and quickly feeds him.
Antetokounmpo outside. And again, it's the Bucks missing.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Branham. Yes! And it's Wembanyama picking up the assist. Branham's got 5.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
The moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Brian, there's a lot of room for growth for the Spurs, even with their rising star, Victor Wembanyama, who said, I know it's not going to be easy. It's going to take some time before we contend for a title. I'm ready for anything. I'm ready to sacrifice. I'm patient, but I'm not wasting time. Brian, plenty of motivation.
Chasing greatness is what they're doing, Allie. Here's Wembanyama. Wembanyama hammers it down.
Well, he's getting all he can offensively and making the most of it.
And Doc Rivers calls timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Bucks trail by 9. Antetokounmpo looking it over. Giannis going downhill. And no good. The dry spell continues. How about the unselfishness of this team?
Yeah, the willingness to make the next pass has this defense scrambling.
And the Bucks pushing it up now. And he gets the bucket. Antetokounmpo's got 16 points now.
The long strides of Giannis help him get down the court fast. A lethal player in transition.
Pass to Castle. The three ball. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. You know, Grant, you talk to scouts about Stephon Castle. They just feel like this guy's a winner.
Well, certainly we saw that at Connecticut. Now, as a freshman, he was a key piece in their title run. He actually turned up his game in the tournament, and that's rare for any freshman.
Now here's Barnes. Here's Castle. Yet to see a basket. Back to Barnes. Fires the three. Connects from downtown.
You can tell Castle values the chance to set another guy up. He's not trying to do it all by himself out there.
Here's Lopez. Barnes with the rebound. And so it's Barnes with it. He brings it up for San Antonio. To the inside. Here's Wembanyama. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Vassell with the rebound. Spurs lead by 8. .56 seconds left in the third quarter. To the paint. Here's Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Here's McLaughlin. To the middle. And stolen by Antetokounmpo. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Down low, the Greek freak.
Love to see that kind of activity. He just makes things happen.
San Antonio with the ball. 8-point game. Oh, it's blocked by Wembanyama. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And Doc Rivers calls timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. There's 6 seconds left in the third. That one goes in.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
Fox for 3. Oh, the triple falls for De'Aaron Fox.
They are uncautious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole...
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. The Bucks trail by 9. Antetokounmpo inside. Inside. He can't get that one to fall. Wembanyama with some nice D. Barnes feeling it out a bit. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Antetokounmpo. He's off on that one. Fox outside. Pass to Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama hitting from deep. Stan, you've coached some great defensive anchors in your time. Who do you view as the best in the game today?
Well, Brian, you probably have to start with Rudy Gobert, but we've got guys like Brook Lopez, Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, and then we've got two young ones coming up that could be as good as we've seen in Wemby and Chet Holmgren.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Doc Rivers as he talked with the team. He did his best to light a fire under them, saying, we have to fight. Now is the moment. We have to come out of this deficit swinging. Guys?
Thanks for that, Allie. Antetokounmpo outside. Rebounded by Fox. Spurs lead by 14. Down low. Here's Wembanyama. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
And the timeout called here by Doc Rivers. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. Welcome, everyone. Courtside with two ex-NBA stars, Grant Hill and Brent Barry. I'm Brian Anderson. We've got Allie LaForce on the sidelines tonight as well. Now here's DeRozan. Back to Valanciunas. And when you look at the numbers for these they both pile up assists.
Those are some of the better teams to play for and are the most dangerous in terms of setting up your scheme defensively. Coaching staffs have a really hard time trying to get their team ready against an opponent that moves the ball as often as both of these teams do tonight.
And the Kings have held tough, but it seems like the West has gotten tougher, Grant.
Well, what's the saying? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And the Kings have to find that next level.
And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule.
What impresses me most about DeRozan is his footwork, especially when he's operating around the mid-range.
Now here's Levine. Picked by Sabonis. Takes the three. Sabonis controls the rebound and the putback.
And Sabonis with the reward there for the hustle, picking up the scraps.
Pass to Jackson Davis. Green, a screen. Back to Jackson Davis. Outside Butler. Jackson Davis, a screen. Nice D from Valanciunas.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Out on the floor, Levine can really move. He keeps the fast break one step ahead of the defense.
Now here's Green. To end the run. Oh, it's blocked by Valanciunas.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
This will be his second trip to the free throw line in this one. Well, Grant, in the spring of 2024, a remarkable streak ended. Domantas Sabonis had recorded 61 consecutive double-doubles.
Yeah, it was the longest streak since the merger back in 1976. Now, Sabonis has led the NBA in rebounding multiple years. Plus, he has averaged 8 assists in a season, so that is big-time production.
Levine can't hit. Left side, Green. Back to Curry. Oh, they get a hand on it. And pushing it up. Here's Sacramento. DeRozan outside. Shoots over Kuminga. And it's DeRozan missing.
And that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
And the basket by Hield.
Still the strongest part of Buddy Hield's game. He is a lethal shooter. What a perfect stroke that was.
And the Warriors with possession, trailing by 5. To the inside. Curry with it, and Sabonis picks him up defensively. The three-pointer off the mark. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Shot by Levine, no good. Golden State with the ball. And that'll be Golden State's ball as it goes out of bounds. Warriors able to keep possession. And so it's Golden State with it. It's a 5-point game. And there's the foul. It'll go on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul of the game.
King substitution.
Here's Curry. Hield on the wing. Levine with a steal. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as he can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. And Brent, you've always seen the flashes, but now it seems the game is slowed down for Kuminga.
Well, BA, a lot of fans clamoring for Kuminga to get minutes even earlier on, but the Warriors took a very slow approach to his development, and now you're starting to see some of that athleticism and strength and some of that patience paying off for Jonathan Kuminga.
Now here's Monk. Outside Levine. Outside Murray. Clock at 6. It's wide right. Hits off the rim.
not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Back to Curry. To the paint. Here's Jackson Davis. And he banks in the layup.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Monk. To the middle. Here's Murray. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. It's on Stephen Curry.
Yeah, good commitment from Murray. He stays with his shot and gets the contact.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And when you look back at the 2023 draft, the Warriors got great value out of their picks.
Yeah, I mean, they got Podziemski with the 19th pick, a versatile player who impacts the game at both ends. And they also got Trace Jackson Davis late in the 2nd round. And he is a fundamentally sound big man with great upside.
That's a guy you want to find. Buddy Hield with the response from 3.
And it's Murray finishing it off.
He's undersized for a 4, but his hops level the playing field.
Now here's Curry. Yet to see a basket. Outside Hield. From the wing. "12 seconds left in the first quarter here. Back to Looney. Takes a 3. Rebounded by Lyles. Curry with a steal. That one no good. And that does it for the first quarter. The Kings on top, leading by 5. And quarter number 2 will get underway just after. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, for the Kings, what jumps out at you stat-wise?
Defensively, their gambles are paying off. Jumping passing lanes and pressuring ball handlers.
Just playing some real gritty defense right now, just getting up in bodies and forcing a lot of turnovers.
And so it's Butler who brings up the ball for the Golden State Warriors. Trailing by 5. Right side Curry. Over Monk. Curry, no good. Here are the Kings with the ball now. Launches it from deep. And Monk is good for 3.
They're locked in and focused on making each possession a success.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
Oh, look at Looney at the rim.
Kind of a simple job for Looney out there, but he's willing to do it. Gets into the middle and fights for that board.
Here's DeRozan. Outside Carter. Well, Brent, league-wide, more and more points being scored. You see that tapering off at any point?
BA, with all the rule changes and what we're seeing in terms of the skill set of players growing, I mean, the scoring is just going to keep going. How far can we go? I don't know. I feel like we're topping off a little bit. The only way we're going to score more points in the game is add more time to the clock.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute of play. Curry surveys. Oh, look at Looney finding space inside.
Looney opens up the offense here. You're just getting some bonus points from him, and that's helping out when he knocks down Jade.
Here's Valanciunas. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good.
Yeah, that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Pass to Looney. Back to Curry. To the left side wing. Just 5 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off a shot. No good from outside. Sacramento leading by 6. Stephen Curry is still playing, but the debates have already started about where he ranks among the all-time greats, Brent.
Oh, BA, it's a matter of opinion, but if your opinion is that he shouldn't be up there, shame on you. At 6'2", this guy is pound for pound, maybe the best player that's ever suited up in this league.
Back to Butler. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you exciting NBA action. Hi, folks. Brian Anderson here, along. Side two fantastic analysts, Grant Hill and Brent Barry at the table, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. Gilgeous-Alexander with the ball. Guarded now by Maxey.
And you know, as a roller, Holmgren shows great hands, and he makes nice adjustments moving downhill.
You know, after sitting out his first pro year due to a foot injury, Chet Holmgren was well worth the wait, Grant.
Yes, he was. And Chet was actually guarding LeBron during a summer pro-am game when he hurt his foot. But Chet was a monster his rookie year. Already an elite shot blocker.
Kicks it to George. Yes, and it's Embiid picking up the assist.
Yeah, just a drop in the bucket for PG-13. He will roast you from the corners if you let him.
Pass to Holmgren. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Now Holmgren. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
A beautiful finish through contact. That's the dog in Holmgren.
Oklahoma City making a switch here. Oklahoma City shooting their first foul shot of the game. Now here's Maxey. George outside from the arc. Gilgeous-Alexander with a rebound. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
A bit ago, Mark Dagnall and I were able to chat. Facing off with Paul George tonight, I asked them what makes PG such a special player. Coach said, quote, well, he has a huge effect on the game. Paul can shut down your best scorer on one end and then put up 30 or 40 on the other. Tough to beat that. Paul George, he will have a lot to say about this one, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie.
Second team foul.
Gilgeous-Alexander's nothing if not a creator. He can make that pass in his sleep.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Oklahoma City.
Ever since this game started, they've been attacking on the inside, looking for ways to bust up the defense and get high percentage looks.
Williams from long range. Doesn't go, and he's 0 for 1 from the floor. Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, B.A., and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped.
Now here's Williams. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Gilgeous-Alexander is such a tough cover, especially at his size.
To the paint. Tipped. And stolen by Williams. Lets the three fly. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. Right wing. Three-pointer Embiid. Dort grabs the miss. And so it's Gilgeous-Alexander with it. He brings it up for the Thunder. They lead by 4. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Thunder able to keep possession. Williams from long range. It's hauled in by the Sixers. And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, B.A., I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid and convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
Oubre can't hit. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Here's Dort. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
The turnover leading to the turnout. That's a fast break. And Dort finishes it off.
Maxey, that's good.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. Three-pointer. George for 3. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
George with the innate ability and sense, and he has to get it off quick.
Dort outside. To the middle. Holmgren. And that's going to be a travel.
76ers ball.
'76ers trail by 3. Outside Oubre. To the inside. And the jam by Drummond.
And Drummond just rising up and gets on top of the defense.
Now Gilgeous-Alexander. Williams on the wing. Inside. Holmgren. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark. Now Philadelphia with it. And Oubre gets it to go.
Nice to see Oubre step up and do that.
They haven't looked like themselves the last few possessions.
They haven't. This is when they really need to be patient and get a clean look.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
George outside. From downtown. Oubre can't hit. Both teams have it going here early. And still close through the first quarter. It's the Thunder. They lead by 1. Let's take a quick break, and then it's on to the second quarter. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And from what we've seen from Oklahoma City, what's your take so far?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
And you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
When you have an MVP talent in his prime, the focus has to be on winning the title. The Sixers' Joel Embiid said, quote, "The only thing I care about is winning. That takes a lot, and everybody has to contribute. I'm always going to believe in myself. I love the guys that we have. We are going to go and fight every single night."
Great perspective there. Thanks, Allie. The Sixers trailing. Grant, how about the rise of OKC? In just 2 years, transforming from a 24-win team to the top seed.
Incredible, B.A. The Thunder drafted well and gave those picks lots of playing time. Plus, they made some fantastic trades. And of course, don't forget, OKC still has a boatload of picks.
6 on the shot clock. Oklahoma City's got to hurry. They got to get up a shot. Powered down after the assist led him to the lane.
This game has been like a seesaw. Both teams going back and forth at one another.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
The kick out to Wiggins. Three-pointer, no good. Welcome, everyone. Courtside with 2 ex-NBA stars, Grant Hill and Brent Barry. I'm Brian Anderson. We've got Allie LaForce on the sidelines tonight as well. Now here's Johnson. Young from long range.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with... that shot most possessions.
And one thing you've got to do on the floor tonight, box out.
Two elite rebounding teams here, VA, so making sure that possessions count. Work to get the best possible shot you can in the half court, because you know there's not going to be a lot of second opportunities in this one.
And that one misses. And you look at Jaylen Brown, Grant. Not many wings have the strength he has.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could dunk over a brick wall, and he could dunk through a brick wall too. It's just so hard to move him off his path when he's on his way to the rim. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe settling a score with his coach?
So you're saying that he's out there right now protesting in some form or fashion?
It's good.
It's always good to see Shea mixing it up down low.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds in time. And Atlanta with possession here. For three. Holiday grabs the miss. About a minute into this first quarter, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Shea.
Yeah, a communication breakdown. Two guys thinking in opposite directions. The pass winds up in the stands.
That'll be a 5-second call. Pass to Okongwu. Outside Young. Three-pointer, no good. All right, now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Quinn Snyder.
Their team's biggest concern tonight, the scoring of Jaylen Brown. Coach commenting, quote, Brown has become an elite scorer in this league. Jaylen can have huge nights. We know he's going to score, but we have to limit his easy looks, especially early. Something to watch, BA.
Okay, thanks, Allie.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
White can't hit. Pass to Shea. Lets the three fly. Boston pulls it in. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Porzingis, covered by Johnson. Porzingis with it to stop the drought. The shot won't fall. Now Okongwu. Back to Daniels. To the inside. Johnson. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Even though he's young, Daniels tends to make the right decisions with the ball in his hands.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. bounds, and they got called for a 5-second violation. There's Young with the three, and it's Jason Tatum with the rebound.
That's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
Now here's Okongwu. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And you look at the history of the Hawks, Brent, they've won one NBA championship. That was back in 1958.
Yeah, B.A., tough for people in Atlanta to even recognize that because the team wasn't there in 58. They were in St. Louis, and they were led by the great Bob Pettit, who was one of the first really impressive, agile big man of his era.
And the Hawks making a change here. We've got 1:55 left in the first.
And unlike some other guys, missing a wide open look won't hurt his confidence at all.
White looking it over.
His first, team second.
1:41 left in the opening quarter. They need this.
Like the defensive effort from Young there. He gave it all and was rewarded with the miss.
Here's Daniels. And it's off from three-point range. Celtics trail by 11. Here's Brown. The baseline J is off the mark. And Atlanta has possession. Pass to Rizachet. Here's Young. Gets it to go. His second make in 6 tries.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Here's Tatum, following the score by Atlanta. Outside Porzingis. From deep three-point range. Right side Tatum. 6 to shoot. Can't hit the free throw line jumper. Atlanta leading by 13. Young from long range. And the three-pointer goes. Young's got 8.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
Like tonight, all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
Here's man. Capella tips it back in.
And that work was done early as Capella just fought for his position down low.
There's Tatum with the 3. The rebound by the Hawks. Outside man from behind the arc. Sinks the tray.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks sitting on a comfortable 20. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
Atlanta leading by 21. To the paint. This one for 3. Young misses. Boston on offense. White for 3. The rebound by Mann.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Young from long range. And that's his 4th bucket in 9 attempts. Well, Brent, something we've all noticed lately is the small ball era starting to wind down.
BA, I think in people's minds when you say small ball, they're thinking about 6 foot, 6'1" guys on the court. That's not what we're talking about. It's a skilled game, and I don't think the small ball skilled game is going anywhere anytime soon.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Back to Tatum. Pass to White. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. And 6-man, a common term in basketball, has a unique meaning for the Atlanta Hawks, Grant.
Yeah, it's the name of their fan base. Extremely loyal and passionate, and they've swayed the outcome of games.
Atlanta leading by 23. It's stolen by Holiday. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
KBA, the Hawks are figuring it out. Coach Quinn Snyder said growth isn't linear. We want to just keep improving. The players have bought in. They're working. They're practicing hard, hitting the film. Everybody has been absolutely coachable. I think we're learning. Guys, it's all about the journey here.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that next step. That's how it's done. Thanks, Allie. Here's Niang. And Atlanta misses again. Celtics trail by 21. Here's Tatum. And it's Niang with a rebound.
They create such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense, not really a factor.
And here's LeVert for 3. The Celtics on offense. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. White for 3. Capella with a rebound.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts, but otherwise the mindset is I just got to get the next one to go, and you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Very comfortable shooting it from there. LeVert converts. Get it?
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far at the line. That's good from White. White hits them both. Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. The Hawks lead by 21. And here's LeVert for 3. Gets the 3 to fall. LeVert's got 5 points now this quarter.
That's a big make for LeVert. Should help his confidence.
So it's Boston now. Outside Holiday. For 3. Atlanta with a rebound. To the middle. Here's Johnson. Tatum with some nice D.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
The speed of Tatum's drive makes it so tough to defend. You just don't get a chance to stop him.
Niang, that's good.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Man, he made sure to get his money's worth on that foul.
These are his first free throws of the game.
Just money from the line. Tatum knows the importance of making free throws.
And you watch Jalen Johnson. His athleticism, man, it's unique.
Pretty unique at his size, right, BA? He just glides around the court. He's got great speed when they play in transition and can get above the rim. So this guy, a bit of a matchup nightmare. Just think when he gets his confidence. Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
Tatum from long range. LeVert with a rebound. Jacks up a 3. Niang, that's good. Niang's got 6.
A Swiss Army knife talent. LeVert is very skilled at setting the table for his teammates.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
The 3 is up. Niang, no good. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Boston. Releases. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And he just hasn't been able to get it going this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
There's Tatum with the three. Rebounded by Johnson. On the push, here comes Atlanta. Niang, that's good.
Opportunistic basketball. Gets a great look at the three in transition.
Assistant, Vic.
Outside Holiday. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks holding a massive 34-point lead to end the quarter. And their three-point shooting, a big reason they have a sizable lead. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it's been a runaway. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds in time. Here's Niang. No good on the quick three. And here's White. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for the 8 seconds. Inside. Here's Matthews. Here's Niang. And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle.